Hey Virgo, Dark Death Tarot here. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is your January 2019 read. If you've seen my channel, you know my reads are about love, single love, and anybody looking for reconciliation. So again, I'm not doing couple reads right now. I will possibly try to get those out this year, but the people who contact me the most for private reads, just in general, emailing me about their thoughts and feels, are usually singles and anybody looking to reconcile. So you had a couple cards pop out here. I'm going to go ahead and take them. But again, Virgo, this is your January 2019 for singles wondering about their soon-to-be loved life, hopefully, right? Or anybody interested in what their partner's up to or reconciliation. So Virgo, let's take a look. Any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description below. And I just like to repeat that because I do get emails regularly asking about the private read info, and it is below. If it's not for some reason, it is definitely in like the video next to it. So anyways, this is a general read, so hopefully it resonates with the majority of you. But again, Virgo, this is general, so check your sun, moon, and rising. Some months those just help you get clarity, or some months those may resonate with you more than others. So, all right, let's see here. One more card and we'll get started. Gosh, I can't believe it's 2019 already. It's crazy. And some of the reads I've done so far have been like really good, and then some have been all over the place. So I kind of feel like there's a lot coming for every sign for 2019. All right, let's get your theme of the month card done here. And then we'll get started. Whoop, I had a card fall on the floor here. All right, Virgo. January 2019. What is in store coming in the new year for Virgo? All right. So, all right. You have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about teamwork. It's about partnership. It's about planning. So this comes out to the Ace, where you kind of figure out what you want to do. The Two of Wands, where you start planning, putting things into perspective, and then the Three of Wands comes in. Three of Wands come in where this is again a partnership. So I really like this. If you're single, this definitely says that either you've met somebody or you're planning on meeting somebody. You're putting a lot of thought into the type of person you want to meet, because again, this is growth. It's a partnership, so it's evolving into something more than just your goals and plans. It's moving into something connected with somebody else. So that may be the theme of the month. Maybe you've taken a lot of time off and you've decided excuse me, I've been under the weather for like a week and a half, so I may do that the entire read. I apologize up front. All right, so again, the Three of Wands is dictating some sort of plan on meeting somebody. Maybe you've been single and you've stepped out of the dating game and you're going to go back to it. But there's definitely some foresight of having some sort of partnership here. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this definitely says there is some sort of communication that's going to come in if it hasn't already. And you're really trying to figure out, how can we get back on the same path? Where can we grow again? What opportunities do we have to make this relationship sound again? Because I don't feel like the lessons are over yet. I feel like there's still lessons to be learned. There's still some timing here that things are not completely over. All right. The first card you have is your current position coming into January 2019. You have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is anxiety. It's depression. It's fear. But keep in mind, this is also a fear of something. It's like like an illusion almost. It hasn't happened yet. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is like built up in your head. So if you're single, I feel like the fears here coming into the month or coming into the new year is, I've dealt with a lot of bullshit last year. I want to wipe the slate clean. So how can I do that? How can I get past this fear, anxiety, the letdown, maybe the mishaps, things that have happened, things that just haven't gone Virgo's way for 2018. So even though you're excited for 2019, because I do feel like this is encompassing a like go get it type attitude, there's definitely some fear here that things, what if it's the same all over again? Like, I can't repeat last year. So just keep in mind, this doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to come to fruition. It just means it's some things that you've been thinking about. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. If you guys have been on and off again, I feel like you've gotten back together, then broken up, gotten back together, then broken up. This feels like you're just like, I cannot repeat these patterns again. There's some sort of anxiety or fear here that, and it could be reversed, that maybe there's fear you guys haven't communicated and you're feeling like, hey, this isn't coming to fruition. I thought, we were going to make some plans, but every time we try to, it dissolves. So I feel like everybody's kind of on edge, or at least Virgo, you're kind of on edge right now, whether you're single or looking to reconcile because of past things that have happened. And a lot of it's fresh. I mean, it's just coming into 2019. It's not like when the ball drops, everything magically disappears and the slate is wiped clean. We all know that doesn't happen. All right, the next card you have is how you're feeling inside. Okay, so this makes sense because this is a 5 of Wands, and this is chaos, it's priorities, it's trying to find some sort of balance, it's also competition. So if you're single, I feel like you're not going to have, you almost feel like you're like, where are all the good guys or where are all the good girls at, right? Like every time you think you meet somebody great, the grass always seems to be greener and they go elsewhere, or you decide, oh, that person's not for me, and then you think about it later and think, well, maybe I should have given them a chance. But regardless, the 5 of Wands is about trying to get your priorities in check. And I feel like the year of 2018 went so up and down for you guys that your main focus is, how do I figure this out without losing myself. And so if you're single, I feel like there's going to be some people around you, if they're not already, that you're dating or you're going to be dating. But don't let your priorities get out of check. Don't let your balance get out of check, because there might be either some competition for you, or you may be kind of like, why am I even trying this? I can't seem to find somebody that sticks around or that I'm interested in having around. So just be careful with that, because you want to come out of this with like a balanced mentality. These are feeding off of each other. They're fears and things that haven't happened necessarily. The main point here is keep your priorities in check. Don't, keep your goals in check. Even if you don't have a person to move forward with, and even if you don't for the next month or two, don't lose sight of yourself in this whole thing, right? Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this definitely says maybe you feared that this person's out dating other people. Maybe you already know they're out dating other people. Maybe you feel like you have competition to get back together with this person. But what's interesting is I feel like it should be for you. I feel like they should be competing for you. Because whatever it is that happened in 2018, I feel like they didn't put as much effort as you have. Because look, Virgos are strong. They put a lot of concerted effort into something that they want. It's because you're an earth sign, it's almost like a diligence that other signs may not have. And so I feel like for some of you, you're going, no, you know what? You need to compete for my attention this time. Like, you're going to have to grab my time and attention, because I gave you this. I showed you what I was about. I showed you what I had in mind and what I was capable of, and you didn't reciprocate that. So I feel like some of you are kind of laying the law down a little bit and going, I don't want this chaos with you. Unless you make me a priority, like, this isn't going to happen. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past 5-10 years. It could be throughout childhood. The Four of Pentacles is a miserly energy. This is very poverish. It's also very frugal. So I'm going to go back here, Virgo. Now, I always read this together whether you're single or looking to reconcile, because it's usually a long time ago, okay? This is telling me that some of you lived in cars, went through shelters, because this is a feeling of needing to possess over material aspects, or holding on to what little you have left. Maybe you're in a situation where you lived with a single parent and times were tough. The reason this comes up every month, or the reason I read the past card every month, is because this is the universe's way of saying, hey, don't hold on so tight. Don't be so frugal with your time, your attention, your love. Now, I know that's hard to say when I said right here that you've got to be careful. They've got to, like, it's got to be a give and take. It's got to be somebody who reciprocates the same respect as what you're giving them. But right here, this is like a time when you experienced, watching another parent leave, or maybe a parent died, or you lost, excuse me, you lost a family member, something along those lines. And you're holding, like, you have a hard time, you're holding onto your heart so tightly because you don't want to get hurt. This could even be a divorce. Again, it's a major loss of some sort. It's losing financial gain. So maybe you went through a divorce. There's so many scenarios. I'm not going to play out every one, but take it for what it is. This is a major loss, and this is saying, Virgo, use 2019 as your gateway to allowing your heart to expand, allowing yourself to give to another person, not money wise, I'm not saying that, but heart wise. Like, because when he's holding on and she's like, hey, it feels like you're just going, like, you want, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, you want the end all, you want this partnership, okay? But it's hard to be partnered with somebody when you're holding on so tightly because you're so worried about getting hurt. Yes, have there been reasons to feel that way? Absolutely. But when Virgo gets hurt, they hold on tighter than most signs to their love, emotion, and affection. The next card you have is your immediate, I don't read cards upside down, is your immediate past. So the past 2 weeks, past month or so, this is temptation. This is wishful thinking. So if you're single, this is not a bad thing. This could be more of like a friends with benefits type situation, or just more, you're interested in somebody because they're good looking, or it's not like the actual real deal. Like you want this partnership, but at the same time you're having fun. Nothing wrong with that. Go out, have fun. But this may be why you're anxious here, because this may be telling you, hey, there's a lot of people out there that are looking for one thing and one thing only. Or how do I know if they're actually being genuine with me, or if they're being truthful with me? Because again, the Seven of Cups is wishful thinking, in the fact that you just want to make sure you don't get involved in a situation where it's a temptation, because you're going to have a lot of options and a lot of choices. This competition right here might be that some people are interested in you and you're just not sure. Like you're having a hard time figuring out exactly what they want or what their expectations are. And the Seven of Cups goes along with that, because the Seven of Cups talks about, again, some sort of like plethora of suitors. You have a lot of choices here, but some of them are tempting more than, like, it's more of a temptation than it is something again, organic or realistic. So this, I just heed with caution. Make sure you are paying attention to what people tell you. Obviously you're going to, because you're feeling anxious about, am I making the right choices, am I dating the right people? Even if you're not yet, I think your biggest fear is coming back in the dating game going, hey, am I giving the right people the right time of day, or is it going to become again the situation where I think that they want something more than what they do, because they're telling me what they think I want to hear, but their actions are not following through with that. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this may be that either one of you are dating, or one of you is looking elsewhere and seeing what's going on, or um, you know, it's weird because this usually tells me that somebody's being tempted by other choices, right? And up here you have the competition. But I don't feel like that for you guys. Like I feel like, and I don't feel like it's like your ex necessarily has all these choices and temptations. I feel like you're tempted to go out and meet. Like you're tempted to be like, screw this. Like what am I waiting around here for? They haven't proven what they want with me. I want a partnership. I want to plan things. I want to move forward. And I feel like this person that you're thinking about is stagnant. And you're sitting here going, I really wish they could get their shit together, right? This is the wishful thinking. But at the same time, I'm tempted to go meet somebody else. I love them. It would almost feel like cheating, even though we're not together. But we all kind of do that in our own minds, right? Like, I'm not with them, but I'm not ready to move on. But this is almost you going, all right, like, let me see what else is going on out there, because I'm tired of waiting around. Like, are they coming? Are they not coming? We've had this opportunity. Maybe there's been communication, and then it stops and then goes and stops. And you're just kind of like, I'm done. I should be out having fun. It's the new year. The holidays just happened. Like, I deserve to meet somebody amazing. So maybe you're tempted to get out there and see what's going on, which is not a bad thing, right? The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next month or two, and you have the Hermit, okay, which is your card. So Virgo, I always think it's a very good sign when you show up in your own read. Okay, I think it's fantastic, because it just means you're being the real you, or you're really focusing on internally what you want. If you're single, this says you may decide to stop the dating game. You may decide to go into solitude. The Hermit is going into some sort of solitude, but gaining spirituality and wisdom along the way. So I feel like if you are dating, it's going to be baby steps. It's going to be itty bitty. This right here says that you're trying to figure out exactly what you want in a partnership, what your goals are, which is what I think you should focus on. The theme of the month, the Three of Wands. It doesn't mean that you have to be with somebody now. It doesn't mean you have to even be dating right now. It just means you need to figure out what it is you see where do you see it. In the beginning of 2019 is a perfect time to do this, right? Write a journal. Where do I see myself? Who do I see myself partnered with? And really write it out. What do they look like? What do you hope for? What are their personality traits? What do they do for a living? Again, all of that is, you have to be realistic, right? Don't assume that, hey, I write it all out and I'm going to find this person. But I really believe in manifesting and putting out in the universe what you want and getting that back. And the Hermit is going in to become wise, to figure out that. And I think that once you do this and you really contemplate what you're going to want, what you're going to be happy with, go out, have fun, date, do that. That's fine. But what you're truly looking for, I think you need to focus on that to make that become a reality. Date, have fun. You don't have to stop dating. But this is you kind of pulling back saying, okay, it hasn't been working. There's been some craziness in the past. Now I need to focus on the underbelly of it. What is it I really want here, and where am I going in 2019? And what better way to do it than after the new year or during the new year to kind of put that pep in your step. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this definitely says that you may pull back and go out. So I feel like right here you were kind of like, I'm ready to go out and I'm ready to meet new people, and now you're almost like retracted, going I don't know, I feel like maybe I should stay in solitude, maybe I should just stay out of the limelight. I really feel like some of you are like blocking all, not blocking social media, but like if you have Facebook, you're putting your profile totally private so nobody can see it. If you're, if you've been out talking to other people, you've kind of pulled back in, and maybe your focus is on planning goals for the future. But like I said, for the singles, not necessarily with another person. Yes, would you like to do it with another person? And do you have an ex that you might specifically want to do it with? Yes. But I think this hermit is taking the time in the beginning of the new year to figure out what it is you want. And if they want to come along for the ride, great. But they're going to have to make a serious move. They're going to have to get it in perspective, because I feel like you almost know exactly where you're going or what you want or where you want to be. And you need to figure out how to get there with or without them. And I think that's what it's coming down to, is understanding what goals and achievements you have and where you see yourself at the end of 2019 and how you're going to get there regardless of whether you're with them or not. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, throughout the month of January, you have the High Priestess. So this is a very spiritual card. This is a holiness. It's an otherness. It's an unconsciousness. So I think if you're single or looking to reconcile, it's going to be a pretty similar message. This is about, and I've gotten this, God, I have to tell you, I'm not even kidding you. I've gotten this type of message in the read for almost every single sign I've done so far. And I've done 7 of the signs so far. The High Priestess is about a higher power. It's about letting the universe take the wheel. In fact, I think Aries, it was Aries or Sagittarius, somebody's like literal saying was let the universe take the wheel, because they had like 3 spiritual cards. The High Priestess is saying, look, I've got your back. And I think now more than ever at the beginning of the year, everybody's kind of going, okay, if it's meant to be, I'm going to let it be. If there's a course I'm supposed to go on, because you've had the holidays, you've had the hecticness. If you're in another country, you could be the summer, and so you've just been kind of hanging out, having a good time. And now you're kind of feeling like, I'm going to let something higher guide me. If you're single, I feel like you're having to put some faith into it. You're having to put some belief in something higher than yourself, because this anxiety is kicked in and it's made you feel a little uneasy, a little unbalanced, which is hard for Virgo, because generally you're very balanced. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. I feel like some of you have no communication with this person. You have no idea where it's going, hence the anxiety and feeling like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I feel like I'm out in the cold. So I have no other recourse here other than to sit back and let divine timing take control. The next card you have is anything that's going to be tangible throughout the month. It could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, a week, etc. You have the King of Pentacles. So this is you getting your stability back. If you're single, the King of Pentacles is traditional, stable. Doesn't have to be traditional, married with kids, whatever, because everybody's traditional is so different nowadays, which is what makes our society so wonderful, not having to be a strict traditional value anymore. The King of Pentacles, though, is saying, here's your stability. You're feeling this in the beginning, but at some point throughout the month, you're going to gain this feeling of, I'm back in control and I know what I want. Again, I think it might help if you write down the goals and you go through that. If you're single, I feel like this is you meeting somebody that could kind of burst your confidence. It may not be the one or whatnot, but this is definitely somehow you get back on this stool. I want to say pedestal, because you should be. I mean, Virgos are generally a very, if you're going to be with somebody who has their shit together, a Virgo is generally a very good person to be with. The King of Pentacles, though, is, I think you're going to transform into feeling less like this anxiety, less grievances, and more like what's going on. What's interesting is this is your distant future, but this is going to help you get to a wiser place here and understanding what you want. I really do feel like if you're single, this is you dating a few people if you feel like it, but at the same time, you're gonna gain some sort of again, control back in your life, because you're going to feel like maybe you're picking better people, maybe there's better options, what have you. The next, I can't believe I just said that. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like this is you gaining your stability in yourself, and the other person is going to see this. So even though you felt anxious, or maybe there's no communication, or maybe you felt like, well, maybe I should just go date because they're not coming around or we're not conversating, this is you kind of going, you know what? I'm worthy of being a good partner. I'm worthy of having this I deserve to have like my king or queen with me. And so if you're not going to be a part of it, I'm feeling stable enough now that I can make these choices, these goals without you. Like I said, you're going to have to go through the motions of understanding that you can move on with your life and get what you want with or without this person. It's just imperative that you realize that life will go on without them, even if it's hard, even if it doesn't feel good at the time. The next card you have is how you're feeling inside throughout the month. Again, could be in the beginning, middle, end. Now you have the Wheel of Fortune. I like this for you. I like this because this wheel combats all of this. It just kind of blows it all away. The wheel is divine timing. It's unplanned changes. It's things coming quick, 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 quick. So if you're single, this is you going, and I like this because you have all this chaos and kind of, I'm dating, not dating, I'm in solitude, I'm letting the universe take the wheel, and then all of a sudden you're king again. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is things changing for you. Once you gain this momentum again, once you get out of this anxiety or whatever's holding you back from feeling complete internally, once you gain this energy, all of a sudden the wheels start changing. And you start noticing, hey, there's some people out there that I might be interested in, or hey, if I put this out in the universe, I get this reaction back. Or if I'm on a dating site, or if I'm in meetup groups and I put out this type of, this is what I'm looking for, then I get back what I want, instead of, hey, I'm just looking around maybe for some fun, and that's what you get back. This is like you hoping and manifesting something better in your life, something more along what you're looking for. And the Wheel of Fortune is you changing your attitude, changing your perspective, and then getting this back. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar, but this is you going, okay, I'm going to maybe put a time limit on this. So I'm going to give it 3 months, okay? Because I care about this person, I love this person, I don't want to lose this person. I'm going to give it 3 months or 2 months or 6 months, whatever it is to you, whatever it is for you. And if nothing comes to fruition in that time, then it's just not time for us. It's not divine timing. Will you ever have the chance to reconcile again? Of course. I mean, it can happen to anybody at any point. People email me all the time and they're like, hey, Dark Dove, so and so emailed me from 10 years ago. Like, it can happen, okay? So the biggest thing is not to lose hope, not to lose faith. And right here, this is you setting a precedence and saying, okay, I've put enough gumption in this person. I've waited long enough. I've been in points of solitude and then points of getting out and trying to meet people. And so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from this person at this particular time. I know easier said than done, but for Virgos especially, a timeline is a very good tool. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome. Well, you have Justice. This is Libra's card, so you could be dealing with a Libra. But the interesting thing about the Justice card is this is your hopes and fears. So your hopes, if you're single, is you get justice. It's an absolute. It's a cause and effect. If I put this type of energy out into the universe, then I bring that energy back. If I put this type of energy out into the universe, then I get chaos, priorities, and all sorts of stuff. The Justice card is saying, look, you can have what you want. You can create your own destiny. You can manifest a person to come into your life or ask the universe to help you with that. But you have to be sure exactly what you're wanting. Because right here with this past energy, the past few weeks, past month or two, you've been all over the place. You're not sure, and you're not sure that you're going to find what you want, and there's anxieties here. You put that out and you get craziness, you get chaos, you get all sorts of junk. But if you say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, and I'm a good partner, and this is what I have to offer, and put that out, then you get that cause and effect, and it becomes an absolute. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar in the fact that, if you want to be with this person and you put the time and effort into it, let's say they're ghosting you. Let's say they're not talking to you. Let's say they have not given you the time of day. Then this is when the wheel comes in where you go, okay, I have called them 2 or 3 times. I have reached out to them a few times and they're not reciprocating. So at some point I need to let it go. I did something, they did nothing, and there's a cause and effect. I feel like for them, though, some of them have been reaching out to you, and you're just kind of like, no, the cause and effect is you treated me like shit, you cheated, you lied, and the effect is I just don't know that I feel it. And right here, I feel like if you're looking to reconcile, you're feeling like this is an absolute. Either you're going to decide to answer their calls and texts and have a conversation, or vice versa, they will. And then it's either going to be a decision, yes, we're going to try and make it work, or no, we're not. I feel like there's no gray area here for you, that you're kind of deciding coming into 2019. Either we're going to give it a go or we're not. I'm not playing games. I'm not going back and forth. We've already had ups and downs all year. 2018, I'm just not doing it anymore. The next card you have is your outcome. And you have the 8 of Pentacles, which doesn't surprise me. This is hard work. It's dutiful action. It's versatility, but it's focusing, focusing, focusing. So if you're single, I think that love right now is something that you want, but you're going to plan out these goals first. It's almost like you're going to plan out where you see yourself at the end of 2019. What are my life goals? And then you'll focus on love. The outcome here tells me that January coming into 2019 is going to be more of putting things in perspective, not focusing on love. Yeah, maybe having some fun, enjoying yourself, but this is more somebody who's dutiful, very methodical. They're trying to figure things out, which is not a bad thing, because sometimes when you put your focus and energy into another aspect of your life, other aspects come to fruition. So maybe you concentrate on work, concentrate on saving money, concentrating on whatever it is you want, whatever your goals are, then love finds a way to come in. Love finds a way to, to show itself, because it's not your main focus. Sometimes when you put so much focus on it, you spread these anxieties, or, because you're so focused on it, you're hyper focused on it, which ruins, the potential for it to be such a nonchalant, energy coming in, which this makes complete sense after that. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, I feel like you are going to have to shift focus. Don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about the chaos priorities. Who cares if they're dating? Who cares if you're dating? If it's meant to be, it will come to fruition. Right now, I think you also need to focus on your goals, your priorities. Where are you going? Once it's supposed to shift into that direction, then it will. See, and you guys also have this universe stuff going on right now, this higher power stuff going on. Seems like everybody's got that going on coming into January. The temperance here, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, it's exactly the same. Okay, it's patience. The temperance card is about balance, patience, getting your priorities structured, and also about moderation. So if you're single or looking to reconcile, the biggest thing here with this temperance, which is Sagittarius, so you could be dealing with a Sag, is patience. The biggest thing coming for you is patience. You want it. You don't. You're anxious. Whether you're single, if you're single, you're anxious. Am I going to meet somebody? It's been chaos. It's been all over the place. If you're looking to reconcile, are we going to get back together? What am I doing? Where are my goals? That's what you need to focus on. What are your goals? And then have patience. Everything will come in divine timing. You've got this Wheel of Fortune here that says there's going to be unplanned changes that will go in your favor. I firmly believe that. But it's going to be like destiny. It's going to be something that you can't plan or control, which is hard for Virgo. They like to control a lot of things. Now, what's interesting here is your clarifying card for your distant future is the High Priestess, which is exactly what you have here. So you have doubles, two High Priestesses, which is meaning divine timing, destiny, okay? Wait for it. I know it's hard to say, but you guys are very hard workers. You put a lot of thought into, maintaining that work-life balance. Keep that up, because this High Priestess has plans in store for you, destiny plans, changes that you right now couldn't even foresee. And having a double High Priestess here is saying, look, good things, Virgo, good things, patience. I know you guys have already been patient, but good things are coming towards you. You've got to you got to just roll with the punches. Don't try and control here. Let it go. Watch the signs. See what the universe is telling you, because it's going to be loud and clear when you get there. If you're single, it's going to be, a couple people in your life, a couple people dating, and then somebody singled out either by your choice or just the universe kind of directing it that way. And if you're looking to reconcile, you're going to get your answer either yes or no, because I feel like you're kind of 50-50. Some of you, there's a potential here, and some of you are ready to roll and move in a different direction. And I think the High Priestess will make it very clear for you on what direction you need to go. But again, be patient, because I think you've got about 2 months to go. You have double twos there, so I'm wagering it's gonna be about 2 months before you see something significant. And then you'll have the twos, and then you'll hop into the threes, where you have a partnership, either with this person you're interested in reconciling with or thinking about, or not, and then it'll be somebody else. All right, Virgo, have a great month.